Okay, so today is November 18th, Sunday, and I'm doing an inspection after about a month. I want to see what their population is like. This is the very top box with the herbs in it. I'm going to refresh the herbs today and see how we're doing. I'm going to get a close-up of the ladies on top of the herb box. Their wings are looking very healthy. I still don't see any deformed wing virus, so that's good. And we'll see what we find when we go further down. Okay, so next box down. They've been working hard to propolize this whole thing. It was pretty well sealed, which is good because there's supposed to be rain coming in this week. I would say that the population is probably about, I don't know, it looks like maybe half, maybe 2/3 of what it was about a month and a half, 2 months ago, which I'm pretty darn sure is normal for this time of year. It's definitely a lot quieter, but we've still had all the smoke from the campfire this week, so they're not super active. Okay, so this is the second to last frame, mostly filled with nectar. They're just starting to cap it up. The frame next to it is about, I would say, 3/4 capped. The very end frame just has a little bit of comb. And it looks like it's pretty much like that through the top box. The middle 4 frames are capped honey. And then you get over to the other end, and I don't think this end one has anything on it really. I mean, they're still just, they've just built out a little bit of comb, but that's mostly just the foundation I put on. There's not even really anything in it. And I'm wondering if I should even leave them in. I mean, I'm not certain if getting this close to the winter, if having more space is necessarily a better thing. Here is the foundationless frame right next to it, so they're starting to build that out. It's got, some nectar in it, but it's not capped. The frame next to that has hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so clumsy. There we go, see? It's a fair amount of framed honey, capped honey. So yeah, they've got great stores. I mean, the frames aren't even completely built out. You can see there's still a little bit of space on the ends, on the foundationless frames, that they don't even have comb in there yet, but they're filling it with capped honey about as quickly as they can. No real cost comb to speak of. I mean, there's like one teeny little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and put bee space back together. And then I think I'm just going to check the bottom board. At this point, I'm trying to figure out whether it would be better for them to consolidate the upper and lower supers, or whether I should just leave it. Because I want to leave as much honey for them as possible, and I know that the lower super is completely full, but I don't know about the bee population. I know it's already reduced quite a bit, so I'm going to change the herbs, clean off and reseal the bottom board, and that'll come next. As a point of interest, I can see, where is it? I can see through here all the way down. So there is space going all the way down to the screen bottom board. And there are a whole bunch of bees at the bottom. You can see the traffic. Traffic's fair. Nothing, super duper, but today is really their first day out after the campfire. So I figure that's not bad for the end of November. So this is kind of interesting. I'm changing out the herbs. 2 parts lavender to 1 part thyme, both dried. This is the herb that I've taken out, and you can see how it's clumped. There's a lot of moisture in there. So I think this is really helping them to condense excess moisture. And you can see, they certainly aren't averse to it. Kind of cool. So, yeah. Wish I could pick their little bee brains and see what they think, but it seems to be doing its job so far. So the bees had a guest lodged in the inner part of the roof. And at first I was like, ew, I don't want her there because she'll eat my bees. But I have noticed, upon more careful consideration, that I think the bee she's after. She's eating the wax moth larvae. So I'm going to put her back. Talk about a symbiotic relationship. She's looking pretty fat and happy too, you saw her. Well, I'm just going to put her right back on. And say thank you. Well, she doesn't seem to mind too much. She's not dropping off. She's trying to figure out what just happened. My 8-legged girls.